more about Aarhus startup ecosystem from the link Startup Aarhus. From Mette Holberg, who is the CEO of the link. And while we're promoting him, some interesting things about Aarhus. It jumped 62 spots globally in this year's ranking, and it's ranked second in Denmark and fifth in the Scandinavian region. Among interesting industries for the startup ecosystem is the fintech industry. Hello?
Hello, sorry, I'm just getting the screen and the mic up and running. There we go. And share the screen. Thank you so much, Startup Link, for inviting Aarhus along for this presentation. I know that I am the second to last, so I will try and do this short and crisp. And you might be wondering why I'm sitting in this tent-like location. It is the ocean race visiting Aarhus in these days. So I'm actually at a sailing event happening right now in the city, which is just adding to this fantastic development of the whole city. I will try to give you a little bit of presentation about like the Startup Aarhus ecosystem. As Catherine mentioned, Aarhus is the second largest city in Denmark. We have, within the last 5 years or so, really tried to focus on the startup scene, the startup ecosystem. And since probably from 18 till 2020, we tried to redo the whole region, understand what are our challenges and opportunities, and then based on that, really work strategically with the startup ecosystem. So since 2021, we've been focused very much about developing a strong startup ecosystem, and to track our development, the Startup Link has been a tool for us really to see how well are we developing. And from last year to this year, we jumped up 62 spots, which we are extremely proud and happy about. So I think I've been looking at the presentations today, and I think all of us are extremely proud of the ecosystems that we come from. We all have amazing talents, startups, universities, ecosystem supporters. So rather than going through all those details out of Aarhus, I thought I would try and give you a little bit of a presentation about what have we done differently, how do we work, and what is our approach to a strong startup ecosystem. So that will be my take on this presentation, but we'll love to elaborate later on as well and give you more insights. But just, oops, see if I can get the slides working. There we go. Just to say that I know that we are looking at Aarhus at the moment, and I'm to talk about Aarhus. But our approach to this has been more about how do we create Denmark into an even stronger startup ecosystem. So we all in Denmark look towards creating Denmark as a world-class entrepreneurial ecosystem, or our nation. And if we look at the rankings, these are just the updated rankings now. We have Denmark on a nicely 19th spot as a country. The reason why we do rank so well, part of the credit really goes to Copenhagen, our capital, because they've been working strategically with startup ecosystems for a long time. However, if we as a country only focus on our capital and move Copenhagen up the ladder, it will change a little bit on the numbers for Denmark in general. But if we get second cities as Aarhus or some of the smaller cities in Denmark to move up this ladder as well, we can really change the whole ranking and the showcase of Denmark as a nation. So this has been our approach. We're based in Aarhus, we're proud of Aarhus, but we do this in collaboration with the rest of Denmark in order to have a really strong startup ecosystem. And one of the things that we've tried to look at, rather than just looking at all the individual components, is really, as one of the other presenters mentioned, the MIT REAP program, but primarily about the stakeholder model, getting everybody involved. But in order to get everybody involved, we really need to understand who are the most important in the startup ecosystem. And from our perspective, the most important really for a strong startup ecosystem is the founders. We need founders first mentality, and we need to understand what are their challenges, what are their problems. Then we need to create programs that can then address these problems and try to break the barriers down by doing specific activities. So everything we do, we start up with thinking, is this a founder first problem? Is there a challenge here? Yes, they address some challenges. Then we'll make a program to address it, and we'll go into specific activities underneath that. And as mentioned, it all addressed back to the MIT REAP program, where you have the 5 different stakeholder models that we work very strategically with. The entrepreneurs are the most important thing here. Next to them, we'll have the risk-willing capitals, all the investors. We also need the corporates, the government, and university engaged in this. So the REAP model is behind what we do, but we put the entrepreneurs, the startups first, and have a founder-first approach to everything we do. So just to look at some of the problems that we have here, and I bet that quite a few of you will see the same problems. I will just list them up here. These are the 6 problems that we address at the moment and work strategically with solving. So it comes to creating the right connections, getting access to capital, the limitation that is connected to the lack of diversity, to get the corporates engaged, like building on all the strong corporate that we have in this region. There's something about visibilities, and then boundaries and barriers when it comes to really understanding how to create a scalable company. What we try to do with them, these challenges, is then to put it into a perspective where we create programs and underneath those specific activities. So here you'll just list them just with respect to the time, and I'll be happy to share my slides afterwards. This is how we work and how we really want to push the ecosystem to become even stronger and know each other a lot better. What has been a really cool turnout of all the things that we've done, other than of course the rankings at Startup Link, is that we've become a Slush partner. So partnering up with Slush in Helsinki, the world's largest startup event, we did that first time, and this is where the pictures are from last year, and we're going to do it next year as well. It has put Aarhus on the map in a way that we could not have done ourselves. So this is just a high five to Slush and the Slush team, and to every community organization out there saying, find a partner to work with to lift the ambitions for your startup ecosystem. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that great presentation, and it's really nice to see a presentation that's outside. You know, everyone was inside, so it's quite refreshing, honestly. Thank you.
Thank you.